Hello.
Hello.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Okay. So, welcome. As you come into the room, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. This will be a quickie. We're doing a rip from the headlines special regarding the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And yes, they have been renewed. But who's coming back? Who's not? Let's dig into this, Jamal. What's happening?
So, are we surprised they're coming back for a second season?
No.
Me
I think they
neither.
invested too much money not to try and get it back second season.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not a fan of canceling any show after one season. I'm just not.
Mhm.
You have to let it play out. So I'm not mad they're coming back, but I just need a little bit more than what y'all gave me. I mean, if we're really honest,
Mhm.
for me the season really didn't start until the last three episodes. I'm just saying. It's like
Well, the first episode was good. They suckered
correct.
us. The first episode was good. And then it was trash after that until the very, very end.
Exactly. But I've said this before and I'll say it now. I was sketchy when I first saw the intro and their taglines and their fashions. I was like, oh no, they did it to us. They pulled the okey doke. Because I
See,
really go ahead.
I, I was just so desperate for any new content. I really was. I got suckered.
I got
I got
suckered by I
suckered.
got suckered by those brilliant trailers. Like I thought we were gonna see the seedy underbelly of Salt Lake City. I thought we were gonna see like somebody get investigated and called up to jail for like some sort of Ponzi scheme. I thought there was going to be tax evasion. Like I want to see where the money goes. And I was like, okay, the intros. I'm like, no, 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 no. The fashions, no. The taglines, no, 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 no. I was like, oof, here we go. But we got through it and they're renewed. I'm hoping the ladies have learned something about
Mhm.
Housewives and how it really works or should work and like what we really want to see of our Housewives. I don't
Mhm.
mind. I did not mind like the advertising of businesses. That's what this platform is for, and causes things of that
Too
nature. I'm
much.
okay.
It was too much, Jamal. No
But
other housewife does it that much.
here's the thing, though. I'm not so mad because this is who Lisa is. She's a workaholic. Literally, her husband addressed it during the season. She's a workaholic. This is what she does. So I'm not too mad at it. I'm with Lisa on this one. I'll give you a pass, but I want to really see more of her lifestyle, like the vacate. I want to see vacations when they can. I hope they get to travel. I want vacations. Going to
Hmm.
vacation, no, going to Las Vegas is not vacation. Y'all
I know.
could somewhere interesting, like maybe what Scottsdale, some places we haven't seen. Like people have gone to Vegas before in these shows, so Scottsdale, maybe even a trip to Chicago. Like maybe who's it? Meredith could have taken them around shopping and where they used to live, something like that, but not Vegas.
But here's the thing. I think because it was season one, they weren't investing too much into the trip. And Salt
Fair.
Lake City to Vegas is an easy hop. They always do it. So they get the cheapo trip first season. And don't forget, they weren't filming during COVID. They
True.
were filming way before COVID. So this was the cheapo first season
Okay.
girls trip.
Okay.
So there's like they had their choice of going anywhere and they chose Vegas. And I think money ran out because there were two production companies, probably a lot of wasted footage
Mm-hmm.
and nothing to show for it. So they cheaped out and went to Vegas.
Extremely fair points. I always forget this is pre-COVID since everything else is during
Mhm.
COVID. But that just tells me like you guys had like a year and a half, 2 years to film, and this is the best.
Yeah. Yeah, this was the best they could give us. And of course, this is the Oprah magazine article that you sent me. And Andy Cohen confirmed entire cast will return. Oh my God. Really?
I Yeah, for me, I will say this. I'm not mad that all the ladies are coming back. And what saved them, in my opinion, and what got me wanting a second season were literally the last 3 to 4 episodes where we got into the meat. Because we're being completely honest, it felt to me like Jan's antics and Whitney saved was carrying the whole show. That's the way I took it. It's like, where's anyone else giving me something? We got to know Heather. I liked Heather a lot.
Yeah.
Like she
Mhm.
grew on me. She was not one of my favorites in the beginning, not at all. But she grew on
Mhm.
me, and she was so transparent with her life. I love
Mhm.
seeing her ex-husband on the show. He was supportive. I'm like, this is she's really giving it to us. Whitney opening up about her herself. But
Mhm.
I do want to see more about her. I want to see more about her businesses. But before I understand protection, I want to focus on her father. I'm like, okay, I guess, but I want to see what she does on a day to day. Now, for the ladies coming back,
Wait, I do wanna say one thing. Out of all of the ladies, do you notice that the only one who had a complete story arc was Heather?
yes,
Like, they've gotta do better next time.
it's because she was the most willing to put everything out there. She she felt like I want to tell my story, and I'm going to tell it in full, and you're going to get the authentic me, and that's just who she is.
These well, and I won't say Whitney because she gave us, like the only reason why her story arc wasn't complete is because her story arc was based on her dad, and you can't you can't put a timetable on his recovery.
Mm,
But it
no,
was still compelling, and it sucked me in throughout the entire season. She started out as someone I considered a bobblehead and turned into a real relatable person to me. Between her and Heather, they were my 2 top favorites. Meredith did not grow on me until Vegas. I'm sorry.
yes, yes,
Meredith did
Meredith,
not give me anything for the whole season.
Meredith. I felt like we got to see Meredith kind of evolve slowly through the show, and where she came across as a Lisa and Meredith as clones, you
Mhm,
really saw her grow and work her way through everything. And she was really honest about everything.
mhm.
Like she did things in her own time, and she stuck to her own time. I was like, I liked her. I liked her, but I was a little bit more indifferent, the more indifferent side of like. But as she started letting us more in and being honest, like when she said in Vegas, like, you know what, since you guys are so interested, let me just tell you what it really is. And I'm like, whoa, you are comfortable. You're letting us know what it is. And the interesting is how her and Lisa's dynamic changes or does it change going into next season. That left me with the cliffhanger because at the party, Meredith wasn't really happy with Lisa's change of stance. Now, Lisa has the right to change her stance and to,
Mhm.
do things in her own way. But you could tell Meredith was not happy with that.
Yeah, Meredith was like, "I can't tell you who you can and can't be friends with. However, I'm glad you told me this piece of information because I'm gonna tuck it into my purse and walk away from you right now. And there's just gonna be a little bit of wall up here. We're not gonna be as close because I've already got burned by someone who I thought I was close with, Jen. And now you are like, you say one thing in Vegas. I can't be friends with someone like that. And then now you're telling me that as soon as we got back home, you're talking to that person, you're meeting with her because you're very concerned about her feelings. Well, what about my feelings and what she's been saying about me and my family? Like, she analyzes everything and she keeps it in that pocketbook to pull out later. I wish Meredith had shown a bit more of who she truly was
Hmm.
before the Vegas trip,
Hmm.
but, you know, she grew on me in the last episodes. She was no
Hmm.
longer a member of the interchangeables.
Right. Now, if I read this correctly, 5 of the ladies are coming back for sure. I did not see
Mhm.
Mary on that list.
In the Oprah article?
Let me just double check. I
Look, it
didn't see.
says right here in the middle bullet.
Okay,
Lisa Barlow, Mary Cosby, Heather Gay, Meredith Marks, Whitney Rose, and Jen Shaw are all confirmed to return for season 2 of Real
got it.
Housewives of Salt Lake City. So yeah,
She,
Mary lucked out.
Mary lucked out. Let me
So
just double check something real
you have
quick.
another opportunity for scandal and finding out if it's a cult and the tax evasion or no, wait, churches don't pay taxes. Oh, I don't know. Oh, that whole thing is just messy, messy, messy. But yeah, and this Oprah article, you and I were talking about this just before we came on. It seemed very optimistic in that this was a really great season. What's her name? Elena Nicolaou. What was she watching? Because this season was crap.
I mean, because for me, it was the article. I believe it was a runaway hit. I'm sorry. For most of the season, the car stayed in the
Yeah.
garage, and we barely got to the
Mhm.
curb by season's end. So I was completely confused about what that take. But hey, maybe they saw something we didn't. But from what I saw, yeah, we barely got to the curb through the whole season.
Yeah. This was an interesting take on a lackluster debut of a brand new franchise. But then we go to the second article that you sent me. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, renewal, release date, cast updates, and this is from Screenrant. And they also agree that the show will be returning for a second season.
Hmm.
Um, but they haven't confirmed which housewives have made the cut.
Right. That was the interesting thing.
What does Oprah know
That
that Screen Rant doesn't?
Exactly. I was like, oh, that's why I was like, well, is Mary coming back? Is she not? Because two articles, similar timelines,
Mhm.
saying the same thing. And Oprah's was on the 5th, and Screen Rants was on the 6th,
Mhm.
2 days ago. So, which is very interesting.
Oprah
Which,
also said that Oprah's article also said that they had fabulous ratings, whereas in Screen Rant they breaking it all the way down, saying in spite of complaints of low ratings,
right?
um, which their ratings weren't that great, but none of the housewives' ratings have been
Exactly.
stellar
Hmm.
this go around. So who knows? What else? This I think the Screen Rant article, like you said, is more along the lines of the season that I watched.
Hmm.
It's more realistic in its critique and of the individuals who were part of the cast.
I agree with this one because I read the Oprah article first since it came out first. So
Mhm.
I try to read them in order if I can.
Mhm.
But then I'm like, okay, this is not really what I saw, but hey, I could have missed something. But then I saw the Screenrant article. I read that and I'm like, this is more in line of what I saw. And this is more in line with I thought who the season 2 players would be. I thought the 5 ladies would come back and Mary would be the iffy one. But I will say this: they do need another. If they keep Mary, they need another housewife, definitely. And if they don't keep Mary, they need 2 new wives and a friend.
You know what? Why don't they look at remember when Lisa did that dinner in the tent on the ice cap?
Right.
Why don't they look at some of the ladies in there
I
and see
think
if
that
they
was
could pull
actually
somebody?
I think that was a casting audition. I
Ooh.
think the ladies they spoke to were like kind of
Mhm.
like they were using them to see how they look on screen.
Oh.
That's what I kind of
Hmm.
took from it. Kind of like what happened with Elise in New York City.
Oh. See, from that meal, the only person I remember is the person from the Huntington Post.
Yes,
And I think she was sitting at the top of the table. But ask
right.
me her name, I don't know.
Me neither. No clue. But I kind of thought they were just
Mm.
looking at the sea of ladies, like, okay, who does Lisa know now? Like, who can we bring in um to audition? So I think sometimes towards the when they're not feeling the group dynamic, I have to they do these parties or events to
Mhm.
audition women, which I think is very smart.
Why don't they bring in you said this to me before, way, way, way at the beginning of season. Remember when Whitney was doing her husband's birthday party and they went to that lady's mega mansion in the city? She's a nightclub owner. I wish I could remember her name, but she's a bit older
Mhm.
than the rest of the crew. I thought she had a great personality.
I
She
liked
has
her.
something to promote. She looked good on camera, enough for me to remember her. Um, I think she'd be a good option,
Agreed. This is why they. I
and
think
she
this is why
has a
they do those
banging
things,
house.
right? And owns nightclubs or nightclub, whatever. She
Yeah,
owns. She
yeah.
owns
So
some stuff.
she knows all the dirt in the city.
Mhm.
So maybe Whitney can encourage her to join the cast. I mean, Lisa's had her turn at casting. She casted, if rumors correct, she casted everyone in in this series, this season. I think we should ask Whitney to ask that nightclub owner lady.
Yeah, I mean they need some spice. They need something because it was a little flat until the end. It should
Mhm.
not take 11 episodes to get where we got. But when you take into account the production change and the storyline change, it's like, yeah, ouch. And casting change too,
Oh,
which
yeah.
which lets me know that um, Lisa suggested Sarah, not Mary.
She probably suggested both, but they decided to make Sarah the housewife and Mary the friend, and then the new production company came in and it flip-flopped because Sarah has some issues. You know?
Well, I think Sarah was a part of the original cast in the beginning, but then they I thought they demoted her right before filming or something. That's why it was. That's the way I took it.
Mm. Well, she had a really great entrance, though, the most memorable entrance in the first episode.
True.
"Hey, happy birthday" to the wrong person.
Yep. Yep. But the way Jen threw the way Jen threw the party, you would thought it was her birthday. So, honest
That's
mistake.
true. But she was drunk.
Yeah, she was, but she was hilarious.
Oh my god. So, are you excited that this is coming back?
So for me, I can't get excited until I see the cast
Okay.
because I really, really feel they have to add a wife or two, depending on Mary's status. So once we get Mary's status completely confirmed and see if they add a wife, I think I'll be excited because the shows with seven wives and what
Two
I think I said
friends.
seven wives and two friends. Those just work so much better
Yeah.
than it just doesn't work with five. Is like look at Atlanta, it doesn't work with five. Um, no, six just seems weird. So I think seven is like that magic sweet spot for them.
In this case, I think you're correct because the more Jen feels like she's not the center snowflake holder, the more she's gonna act out and the more stupidity we're gonna see.
Yeah.
Good lord. Well, guys, this is our quick little tidbit on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City being renewed for season 2. Um, what are your thoughts on this? Do you want to see it to come back? Leave some comments in the comment section below. Give us a thumbs up if you like this little rip from the headlines. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and hit the notification bell so that you're aware every time we release new content. Until next time, bye.
Bye.